A psychic told me to get back into journaling, so I guess I'm gonna listen. Writing is a semi-regular part of my life, usually within the poetry department, as you know. And there have been eras where journaling was a daily practice of mine. Now it's more like a quarterly practice, if I'm being honest. But it does feel good to get pen to paper and just write things down, not to be autobiographical or even read it back myself. I find that my journaling now is more cathartic, if anything. Literally getting it out of my body, kind of similar to how I feel when I go on my walks. It's not about writing something cohesive down or speaking to some future audience. It is literally a stream of consciousness page punch of anything that enters my brain. Maybe that's kind of what this video is too. It's actually not even worth it to leave the house when it's this hot out, because I go outside and 10 minutes later, not only do I need to take a full shower, but all of the ice in my beverage that I left the house to get is now melted and I'm drinking milk soup. I know I say this every summer, but I'm like, how do people keep up with a routine when it's this miserable outside? I want to be taking my little walks, enjoying my life, and I literally fucking can't because I exit the house and I feel like I am SpongeBob entering Sandy's dome. It's like all the life is being sucked out of me. Anyone who likes summer is a real freak. A real goddamn freak, and I'm scared of you, and I'm not kidding. I think I do a pretty good job of trusting my intuition, hearing my internal voice, listening to what it has to say. I feel pretty aligned on the choices I make, the person I'm becoming, all of these things. I tend to feel good about that stuff. If I existed in a black hole, I would feel good about it 100% of the time. Unfortunately, I don't exist in a black hole, which is really a shame for me. I need to stop fidgeting with this. It is what it is. But sometimes, even with my trusting of my intuition and my own internal voice perspective, yada yada, whatever, I can be prone, so me, to valuing what other people think over what I think. Or sometimes I will hear one person say something and then worry that lots of people secretly think that, and that my own perception is wrong and actually this nasty person is correct. Sometimes I do be doing that. Maybe it's like the, you know, having been on the internet your whole life of it all. We were born into a feedback loop. That sucks, actually. I'm trying to get better at accepting that some people will not understand me, will not get me, will be wrong about me, and that's okay. And just because they hold that opinion about me, that is their truth about me, that doesn't make it the truth. This has also been true for me in like seeing unsolicited advice from people on how I should be living my life or what changes I should be making. These could be totally well-intentioned, well-meaning people. This could be your fucking mother. People giving you unsolicited advice, and maybe you have this moment of like, well, that doesn't feel right, but I'm receiving this advice and they seem to earnestly believe that that is the best path forward for me. And anyways, I feel like I've noticed such a tangible change in myself recently in this exact context where I was consuming unsolicited advice, and I had a moment where I stepped back and was like, oh, that just makes me laugh. That makes me have a little giggle. Because if I got to step back and look at my life in a lineup of all of these other lives and choices that other people think I should make, I would choose my own life, my own decisions, my own problems that come with those decisions every day of the goddamn week. And so all of a sudden it feels easier to laugh because I feel so sure that I would choose my junk over all of this other mess that other people think that I would be happier doing. You know, whether it was feedback from people in me choosing to move to New York, to stay here, to take a more unconventional path in my career. Was just talking on the podcast about this guy that I went out with in college that tried to get me to quit doing YouTube because that's not what you should do with your film degree. In dating, in choosing to uphold certain standards for yourself and seeing other people think that you should just find someone and settle down, and you know, all the various unsolicited dating advice that single people get. To look at all these lives that other people would prefer that I live, and knowing that I have the absolute bliss and joy of sitting back and having a chuckle, because if I had to do it all over again, I would make the same choices. These people don't know better than me about what is best for me, and it feels good to be in a more secure place with myself that I am able to laugh it off and be like, you guys don't know shit about fuck. For real. I am getting so excited for the Lady Gaga concert. It's gonna be literally the most fun that anyone has maybe ever had ever. I'm probably gonna end up making a video taking you guys along while I build my costume. I just brought all of the materials to start crafting whatever I'm gonna wear to the show. My sister is going to see Gaga tonight in LA, and trust, if I was over there right now, I would be using SeatGeek, the sponsor of today's video, to get myself a ticket and make sure I see that show for 3 times total this summer. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, from concerts to festivals, sports events, Broadway, and so much more. Obviously, right now, you could get tickets to Lady Gaga, who's touring this summer. Gonna be huge. I always say you need to see Gaga live at least once in your life. You need to see a Gaga pop tour live at least once in your life. Beyonce is touring. Obviously, we know that Coldplay is touring. Maybe this is your sign to go enjoy some live music this summer. I really love SeatGeek because they make securing last-minute tickets to shows that I really want to make sure I go to super easy. Each ticket on SeatGeek is rated on a scale from 1 to 10 so that you know when you're getting a good deal versus when you're not. And plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. So go see a show this summer, have some fun, design yourself a little costume to go see the show like I am. Come on, that is the spice of life, especially at a Gaga show. Me at Gaga shows, I am always throwing a fit, and that you can be certain of. You can use my code Maddie10 for 10% off your order at SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with promo code Maddie10. And make sure you click the link in the description below, download the app. It will automatically add the code into your account so that you can save it and use it the next time you want to buy tickets.
Nothing you see online should alter your self-worth. Nothing you see online should ever stick with you in a way that would cause you to doubt who and what you are. Nothing you see online is real. Can we just get that through our thick fucking skulls? By the way, I'm talking to myself too. I'm included in this rant. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and say, get the fuck up.
I've cried twice. Hello? I've cried twice today already. The first time was because I was watching Love Island UK and they got to the families coming in episode, which always gets me. I don't know why. I could hate all of these people, and seeing them reunite with their families and be all emotional just makes me cry every time. I think about how deeply emotionally troubling it is to live on camera 24/7 for 2 months, and the kind of release it would feel to see a familiar face after going through all of that. And I cry when I think about it. The second time I cried was because my sister texted me and told me that she's manifesting that Lady Gaga sings Marry the Night as her surprise song during one of my New York shows. And that just meant so much to me. And also the idea of Lady Gaga singing Marry the Night just sends my head for a loop. Gaga's been changing which song she does for the last song of the night, and so far she's only been doing art pop, but she's gonna run out of art pop songs eventually. And I don't see a world where she does Jewels and Drugs. Like, I don't think that Gaga's gonna get through the entire track list of art pop and be like, let's do it a second time. Maybe she will, but I feel like she'll hop to doing other fan favorites, and if she starts doing Born This Way songs for my show and I get Marry the Night, none of you want to be sitting next to me. I would also really aggressively accept Heavy Metal Lover. I would also really aggressively accept Teeth, Dance in the Dark, and like maybe Enigma too. Fuck it. Fuck it, since I can say anything, throw Enigma in there. We're doing restaurant roulette again tonight, and I've yet to decide what I'm gonna wear. I'm thinking I either wear this brown dress or this leopard dress, leaning towards the leopard dress. This is the one that I said I wanted to cut the straps off of. Still haven't done, so maybe I do that and we see if I love it and want to wear it tonight. At first I was questioning if I should like undo the seams and like really take it off, but then somebody mentioned that it might fuck with the ruching, so I am just gonna literally cut them because it has this like little frill to block where I cut, so you won't be able to see it. So much better, right? I just feel like it works way better as a strapless than it did with those chunky straps. This is cute. I feel like in connection to me trusting my intuition, listening to my inner voice more, it's also fueled what I've been talking about in terms of being a bitch back, which, you know, situation to situation, sometimes it's better to protect your peace and ignore, But also, as someone who is more prone to being non-confrontational than to being confrontational, I think it's good for me specifically to allow myself to be a bitch back when I want to be a bitch back. Too often we put our own thoughts and feelings and reactions to the side to soften the blow to someone else's ego. Like, for example, because I really think that some people need to be told when they're fucking weird, when they're being a fucking weirdo. I saw a comment that someone left on one of my videos critiquing the way I do my makeup, specifically the way I do my blush, saying that it made my cheeks look too sunburned or bruised, which, number one, I didn't fucking ask. Wasn't looking for your feedback on my appearance, not sure why you gave it. That's number one. Number two, I don't wear foundation, I don't wear concealer. I have rosacea. So I'm adding blush onto a canvas that is already red, okay? I am a red woman. This is what I look like. I really don't care if you think I would look better doing it a different way, because this is how I like to do it. And you know, most of the time when I see comments like this, I let it roll off my back. I say, fuck it, whatever. But they caught me on a good day. And I wanted nothing more than to respond to that fucking comment and be like, no, I did not ask for your feedback on my appearance. I will continue doing my makeup how I like to do it. Sometimes you just need to tell people that they are behaving a little bit fucking weird. Hey, reminder, it is weird to give people unsolicited feedback on their appearance. It's really weird. I'm not gonna be so nice, all right? Connecting us all the way back to me caring more about my own thoughts and opinions and perspectives than on what you think that I should or should not be doing. I'm over it. I'm ready to be a bitch, so don't try me. Unless you're into that.
Funny enough, I feel like one of the biggest takeaways I've had over the past year when it comes to friendship actually has to do with learning how to allow other people to show up for me too. I think sometimes I get into these rituals of planning and entertaining and inviting other people to all the ideas I have inside my head that I forget that sometimes I need to take a breath and let other people plan for me. Let other people invite me to something. And sometimes learning to accept that the planning doesn't always happen on the same schedule I have inside my head, and that is okay. We started doing restaurant roulette in November, and obviously we switch off who plans it every time, and it has been the best ever. Getting to share that responsibility together, getting to see what other people come up with, and share in the experience of being surprised by the others. Me a few years ago, I wouldn't have even given people the chance to plan for me. I would have just done it all myself, told everyone it would be a recurring supper club where no one had to lift a finger. People pleasing, chronic self-abandonment. There's traces of that here, but I'm happy to be surrounded by friends who do match my energy and who I get to share the joy of planning for and with. There was an era where some of my friendships started to feel like a performance where I tap danced on a loop and hoped they had a great time with whatever I cooked up, maybe even feared their judgment if I didn't. Now, my friendships feel like a never-ending talent show where we all share the stage together and then walk into the wings to giggle and whisper behind the curtain. It feels so good to be seen and loved in that way, to give people the opportunity to show up for me, to know I don't have to tap dance to be deserving of a friend. And the very same questions I answered are the ones I'm curious about with you, and it would be a real treat if you shared your answers in the comments. Bit of a shorter video today because of some things going on in my personal life that I need to attend to, so I'm gonna go spend some time with my family, smooch my kitties on the head, and I hope you guys do the same with your loved ones. Love you so much and see you so soon.